If you are trying to get in some more plant protein and you want yummy, delicious meal prep to help you out, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you how to make breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. They're all really amazing, yummy, comforting recipes. Starting off with my high protein bagels. I've been making these for the last 4 to 5 months. They're high protein because we use Vital wheat gluten, which is the same thing we use in seitan, but it's also really great in bread making. So it has a lot of protein combined with the all-purpose flour, baking powder, salt, and water, apple cider vinegar, and it comes out really easy. It's so awesome and delicious to make. So you're just going to mix this up. There's no kneading involved. You just mix it with the spoon until you get a big dough that sticks to itself. I do typically make 1 bagel at a time, but because I was doing this for meal prep, I made 4. So I just scaled my recipe up by 4 and then divided the dough into 4 dough balls. And then you'll use your hands to shape it into the bagel. Now you can either bake or air fry these. I typically do air fry them because, like I said, I usually make them every morning. So I just usually air fry them, but baking them comes out great too. So you'll either bake them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes, or you can air fry them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on your air fryer and oven. They come out slightly different. These are the baked ones. You can see they have a more bagely shape, and the air fry ones get a little bit rounder. I don't know, but they're both really good. And then just use a serrated knife to cut them open after you've let them cool. The inside texture is incredible. I mean, are you kidding? Look at that. And then I just like to spread on my vegan cream cheese. I'm using the Tofu vegetable one. And there we go. So easy, so delicious. I also got that at the bagel store. I don't think they really sell that, but it's tofu based. And these are so good. Everyone has been loving them who's been making them. And then I'm just putting them in an old bag that I had from other bread. And I'll keep them on the counter, and then I can warm them up in the air fryer or the toaster before I eat them if I want. And they're so good. For lunch, we're going to make a buffalo tofu salad. So this was kind of taking my vegan veggie tuna and adding a little bit of a different spin on it. So I'm going to add in a bunch of veggies to the food processor. We're going to do carrots, red onion, celery, and bell pepper. And of course, you could add whatever vegetables you like in, but just try to keep them on the heartier side because after this sits around for a few days, of course, everything softens. So if you use something that's already too soft, it's just going to soften up too much. So after I've pulsed my vegetables and they're broken down a lot, I'm going to put them into a bowl. Then we're going to add in super firm tofu and chickpeas. Also, how cute is my little container? I'll have it linked down below for you guys in case you want to check it out. So I'm going to pop this in the food processor. We're going to blend this up again, and I break it down pretty small, but I still want there to be nice texture and consistency because we don't want it to turn into like a creamy dip. We want it just to be broken down really well. We're going to pop that all into the bowl together, and then from there we're going to add in vegan yogurt. I'm using the Kite Hill Greek style one, and then we're going to of course add in buffalo sauce. This is a buffalo tofu salad, and a little bit of vegan mayo. I really don't like vegan mayo that much, but I feel like you need to add a little bit in there. And then I'm just going to mix this up. I'll mix it up and then I'll give it a little taste. I definitely want to add in more salt. You could add in other seasonings if you like garlic powder, onion powder. It's your creation. Do what you want. And I think I also added in a little more buffalo sauce as well. And then I let that sit in the fridge. And when I was ready to eat it, I just added it to the bread that I wanted to have it with. You could put it with anything, vegetables, whatever you like. And it's really yummy and delicious. And it just gets better as it sits in the fridge for a few days. For dinner, we're going to make mini meatballs and a creamy pasta. So I'm using the Abbott's Butcher vegan ground beef. I'm throwing that in my food processor along with a bunch of seasonings. We're going to do parsley, garlic powder, onion powder, salt to add nice flavor into our little vegan meatballs. And then I'm also going to add in, of course, breadcrumbs, and I almost forgot my vegan egg replacer. I'm using the Bob's Red Mill. You could use a flax egg if you want a chia egg. You could use just egg, like whatever the equivalent of one egg is with whatever ingredient you're using. I'm also going to add in some water after I pulsed it just to help it come together. And my whole idea was, like I said, mini meatballs. So I just scooped a little bit at a time, but obviously you could just make big meatballs with this if you want. It doesn't matter, but I just think the mini ones are so cute. So I put those all on a baking sheet and I baked these at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. Check out the description box. It has everything down below, ingredients and baking times and cooking times. And then for our sauce, I'm just using jarred sauce to make my life easier. I'm using Rao's, and then I'm going to add in some firm tofu. This is what's going to make it creamy. I added in a little bit of vegan Parmesan, which you don't have to do if you don't want to, and some onion powder, and then it's super easy because you're just going to blend this all up and you're going to get this really delicious creamy sauce. And I added in Ripple pea protein milk and just blend this up and it'll come out looking absolutely gorgeous. It's so stunning. Like Ugh, delicious. This is the pasta I'm using. It's really good. It's lupini bean pasta. So I just poured in some of that and I cooked it up. I really like the texture and taste of it. And then I'm adding my sauce into a pan. And then I like to fill the blender up with a little bit of water and pour it in there just to get all the flavors of the sauce from the blender and also to add in some liquid. Our meatballs are done. They look so cute, so delicious. And so then our pasta is done too. So I'm going to add that in with the sauce and the meatballs. And this is going to look like there's a lot of sauce, but you want that because first of all, I'm going to let this cook for a few minutes and it's going to absorb some of the sauce and cook some of it off. And also this makes 4 servings. So by day 4, you want to make sure that this isn't like dried out. You want to have extra sauce in there to make sure it's liquidy and that, you know, when you're eating it on the last day, it still tastes just as good and delicious. But I love adding tofu into pasta sauces. It's so good. And when this is all done, I mean, are you kidding? Look at how gorgeous that looks. So good. Like I said, I portioned this into 4 servings. If you want to do 3 servings, it's your call. And I was just adding it into my little containers. And then I pair this with the vegetable when I eat it. And it's super easy to enjoy. And it's so good. For dessert, we're making a protein cheesecake. And I am obsessed with this. So for our little crust, I'm going to take some Catalina Crunch. I actually made a second round with the honey graham flavor, which is vegan friendly. It's just honey graham flavored, and that was even better. And then I'm just taking a little paper towel that had some oil on it, wiping down my ramekins. We're making 3 of these, and I'm going to spread out the Catalina Crunch between the 3 ramekins, and then I'm going to use a spatula to push it down. Done. Easy. For our cheesecake mixture, we're going to take some firm tofu, and that's going to be the base. So we're going to blend that up, and then of course we're going to add in vegan cream cheese because we need it. I tried to do this, which I don't know if I would do this again, but I thought if I added in coffee creamer, it would add in a nice flavor. And it did, but it kind of didn't. I don't know if hazelnut was the right move here. Maybe a French vanilla would be better. And then vanilla extract and some non-dairy milk, ripple again, and blend that up. And then I need to add in more non-dairy milk. I was just showing you guys I'm adding in more. But once it's nice and thick and creamy, it's good to go. I divided that amongst the 3 ramekins. And this is going to go in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. While that's baking, I made my syrupy berries that I would put on top because I like a little topping and I just wanted it to be done. So I just added in some frozen berries and maple syrup into a pot and I let that cook for like 5 to 7 minutes until it was done. When the vegan cheesecake comes out, it should be all nice and jiggly like that. And here's the syrupy berries done. And I put them in a container. And then when you're ready to eat them, you just eat them. They look really good. And I don't care if they're cracked on top. This isn't supposed to be like the world's most amazing cheesecake. It's just delicious. And it's really good. So I hope you enjoyed these recipes. I hope they help you out. Like I said, check out the description box down below because it covers everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know if you're trying these out and I'll see you soon with more recipes. Bye.